After the party.
Ooh, I kept my button on for this one.
All
Okay,
right.
so here we go. Keeping a little black girl in the house, teaching her how to child rear, showing her how to cook and clean, keeping her away from boys, and calling her fast to scare her away from her sexual desires does not make her a wife. It doesn't make us a wife at all.
Yeah.
Actually, it backfire. The black community is now matriarch, and what you see is a lot of black women. They're hyper independent. We don't know what it's like to be interdependent with a man. And either we have a lot of codependency issues where you find a lot of us cannot be without a relationship and always
Yeah.
desiring companionship,
Mm-hmm.
and or it will show that a lot of us really don't give a fuck about a man actually being around at all, which it really isn't the best thing that we don't know how to be interdependent because we have the most single parent households. A lot of elders thought that they were helping us when really their internalized bitterness and hatred towards the situation
And your
pushed
fear.
us away from actually knowing what it means to be a wife and actually wanting to have a man in the household. So a lot of black women will say what a real man is and really have no real representation of that on their own father's behalf, as opposed to a granddad or an uncle or another male figure around, but they have no real representation of what a real man is as far as their own father if it's not leading with his finances. Ooh,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So another thing about that is the way that we deal with these children, and you'll find that a lot of black women, they just do what they got to do, and we're quote unquote strong and independent. But in other cultures of women, they go into their womanhood as teenagers. They're able to date boys. They're able to vet them properly. They're able to know their red flags, set their boundaries, and they're able to see what it would look like for them to actually have a strong family unit early on. A lot of black girls don't get that, which is why we struggle with stress and depression far more differently when it comes to relationships. And it takes us so much longer to move on
Okay.
as opposed to other ethnicities
No.
because we haven't had it. We don't know what it feels like without it being hid or without it being kept a secret. And a lot of us don't know the difference between privacy and hiding somebody. The whole sneak and link
Mm-hmm.
era, it's really not a
Yeah.
good thing. Yeah, let your little daughter date. It won't hurt her. She needs to know where her boundaries are. She needs to know what to look for, and she needs to know what it's like to go on a date and not be easily impressed by a man. And she doesn't need to wait until she's juggling bills and dealing with kids to do that. Let us date. It's okay.
I'm coming to the ladies
No, the
first.
fuck it
I
ain't,
think that was
baby.
the last video anyway, so I'm coming to
That,
the ladies first. What is your thoughts?
oh my gosh, she cracked me up from the beginning to the end. So sis wanted to be a thought her whole life, and she
I
Mm-hmm.
said the fucking same thing. God
Yes,
damn.
it's written all over her bonnet that she didn't take off.
it,
Oh, oh God. Thank
it
you. Thank you.
upset
I
her
know
that
that
her
shit.
parents had more care or want for her to be better in life, and now she is regretting the fact that she is a single baby mama. And then you have the audacity to say let them date so they can set boundaries. How about, you know, you know, first you find you a husband and allow your daughter to witness, or allow the husband or the dad to show the daughter exactly what she should expect and the boundaries look like and where it should be, not have her going out and the audacity of her to think that she was doing something great blows my mind. For you to feel like parents wanting your daughters to learn how to cook, clean, and everything else was them like being bashful or like ignorant or hurtful to their kids, when every other race literally trains their daughters to do the same exact thing and eventually look for a husband or whatever. But black people, the only one that feels like doing that and making sure your daughter's successful and set up with a husband or somebody is setting them up for failure. Y'all lucky they not out here forcefully forcing y'all to get married like some other races. It's given backwards. Like why you want your kid to be a thought, like you want her to be sexually active early. Because right now I feel like 8-year-olds are already sexually active. And especially with this new age of rappers and singers and musicians and everybody's a celebrity now. It ain't too many 18 or 19 or 20-year-old virgins.
I agree. Her I don't know. I guess she was trying to sound wise, but that ain't it. Because
Sexually
my whole
open.
thing is
Sexually open.
that don't even sound right. You know what I mean? Like open for demons, open for STDs. What the fuck was we really talking about? Because at the end of the day, I'm all for teenager girls to date, but what age are we looking at? Do the parents know of each other? Whoever she's choosing, are they monitoring the dates, such as going to the movie theater, going to the skating ring, and shit like that? And I don't think that any little girl should start dating until the age of 16 and a half and up. And
I said that too.
when we say dating, is it being monitored by an adult? Because all my little dates was monitored as fuck. I couldn't do anything. I had to come home at a certain time. There was a certain demeanor. The parents knew of each other. I couldn't go anywhere without them knowing where I was, who I was with, and if his mother knows where we're at. Things of that nature. It's called community, not community dick at the end of the day, and nobody's being monitored here. At the end of the day, I just didn't, whatever the fuck she said did not sit well with me at all. On top of that, do not blame you choosing a man that doesn't have a father in his life or doesn't have morale if he doesn't have a father in his life or integrity on the fact of a whole black race. That has nothing to do with anything. I'm the main example of that. My dad was in and out, not because he wanted to be, it just life happens, right? And I said to myself, okay, fine. Let me find a man that had a father in his life that has morale and has integrity. And I got that. And my daughters never have to say, oh, I didn't have a dad in my life. They know what representation is. At the end of the day, it's not really up to the whole versatile black race for women to choose the right man to lay down with and get kids. So that's just a fucking cop out. And she needs to take the melanin out of her mouth if she doesn't know how to use it properly.
I'm all about black men and black women needing each other. I don't understand why, like, and maybe it's just me. I feel like we're the only race, or yeah, we're the only race that people's just like, oh, we don't really need this person just because you can make money, or just because you can do things on your own, don't mean you should. It's like it's okay to have other people, in your life to do things. That way you can take at least the load off of some shit like that. Like I wouldn't want the mother of my child raising him by herself and I'm not doing anything. I'm gonna do something. And I feel like there's other men that's like that too, especially fathers that really wants to be in their kids' life. What's good if you take that away from them, them wanting to be a father? Because most dudes, especially that want to be with their father, some of them can't because the woman likes to keep them away from her. I'm pretty sure y'all seen that. And it's just like, would you rather have someone that wants to be involved in your kid's life or someone that just hit it and quit it and you never see him again? But yeah, I think she just wanted to be a hoe at 13. So that was just my thoughts. I am so glad you ladies said that.
I was like, really? Like everything and as she kept on going on, I was just like, this is what you felt was the thing you need to that you need to tell your mom. Because clearly I know it's in regards to your parents. It's not in regards to anybody else. I was like, this has to be to your parents. Like, this is what you feel like they deserve to have here. And I don't even want to imagine what fast-tailed little child she about to raise up.